When you're making money in real estate investing, it's a great experience, and house hacking allows you to get the benefits of reducing your monthly expenses or eliminate them completely. And if you've got a larger property, you may even be able to live for free and get a portion of your other bills paid for. There's nothing better than that.
Really?
There are really just two potential impediments to successful house hacks, and I refer to both of them as the housing Gestapo. First, there are the completely insane HOAs, those homeowners administrations who attempt to control homeowners and what they're allowed to do and what they can't do. And the worst part is they have the ability to levy these nasty fines on people who are just trying to be creative homeowners, and they dare to use their private property as a real estate investment.
If he don't look good, we don't look good.
Secondly, there's the overzealous landlord. Now, these are the guys that watch exactly what it is that you're doing, and then they attempt to evict you and do it themselves because, they're just not that creative. But they can see that you can divide a property into separate rooms, bedrooms, many units, studios, so that you can have multiple tenants in a single property. It's typical to see these type of setups at college campuses and universities where students pay a lot of money just to have a bed in a place to live and possibly a shower, maybe just a bed. Showers are optional in that case, which...
Oh, that would be me. I've been swimming in raw sewage.
Whew, can get a little bit stinky, but either way, you should avoid properties that have any inkling of a potential housing Gestapo, either those HOAs or those really, really kind of crazy landlords that really can stop you from having a successful house hack. There's not too many potential downfalls, so let's get right into the meat and potatoes of how you can have a successful house hack. In today's video, we're going to discuss house hacking and go through three major points. Number one, should you rent or buy when house hacking? If you don't have enough money or credit to purchase, you can always house hack on a rental, and I'll show you exactly how to put together a lease agreement that benefits you as the tenant. If you're buying or you already own a home, then you can jump right into number two, which is the numbers. What type of lease or mortgage payments make sense, and how do you calculate the best scenario when starting your hack? And number three, we'll answer the question, can I live for free? There's also an extra bonus at the end to see how I've used Airbnb for the last 8 years to hack huge profits and pay for many of my vacations. What is house hacking? If you already have a concept of what house hacking is, that's perfect. We won't spend too much time here. But if you need the ideal definition of what house hacking is, it's really using your current residence as a business so that you can reduce the cost of living that you have significantly or live for free.
I don't worry about anything anymore.
The easiest and best way to explain the perfect house hack would be if you owned a duplex and it was two separate units. You'd live in one side and then you'd rent out the other side. And hopefully that sublease that you have on the other side that you're renting out would cover the payment of your mortgage, or at least a significant portion of it. You can do the same thing with a single family home. You can rent a room, or if you want to be really creative, you can rent the garage, a part of the yard, basically anything that you can do within reason. Of course, you don't want to turn your home into a brothel or a self-storage unit, but if you control the property, you can do whatever's legally allowed and sublet portions of it to pay for or offset your mortgage or portions of your rent. Sound easy enough? It sure is. Now let's dive into renting versus owning. So, should you buy a house? It really doesn't matter if you own it or if you lease it. When it comes to real estate, anything can happen if you structure the contract accordingly. If you're leasing a property, you want to make sure in your lease agreement that you ensure that you have the right to sublease at your sole discretion. If the landlord asks you why, always notify them that you may have a roommate, but you will be solely responsible for paying the entire rent.
That's all right. I'm sure that we can handle this situation maturely, just like the responsible adults that we are. Isn't that right, Mr. Poopy Pants?
If the landlord balks at that sublease provision, then you can always ask if they would allow you to have an option to purchase the property at a future date and price that is a little bit above market value, so it persuades them to allow you to do the sublease. If it gives you an option, you can always purchase the property later on and exercise that option. If you're purchasing or you already own the home that you intend to hack, make certain that there are no covenants that would outlaw multiple parties to occupy the property at the same time. Typically, this only occurs in residences that are controlled by an HOA or a homeowners administration. Some HOAs prohibit what homeowners can do with their property. You want to make sure that you always comply with the covenants, conditions, and restrictions, also known as the CC&Rs, that are attached to any property. Trust me, you don't want to mess with a property that's controlled by an HOA.
You're dead. You are dead. Bop, boop, beep, bop, bop, boop, bop.
The housing Gestapo can make your life miserable. So much for private property rights, eh? Alrighty, on to point number 3. Let's crunch those numbers and see what the ideal house hack would look like. It really depends on the goals and what you want to accomplish. Do you want to live for free or have a major portion of your living expenses paid for? So let's say that you're purchasing a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home and you want to live in the master bedroom and you want to rent out the 3 other rooms. That'll probably cover a significant portion, if not the whole mortgage that you have or lease. Likewise, if you're purchasing a $400,000 house and your monthly payments, including utilities, are about $3,000 a month, you can sublease each room for about $1,000 a month. You'd be living rent-free. But say you're only going to be able to get $500 per room. That's okay. You're still covering 50% of your mortgage or lease payment.
Now that's a thinker.
Personally, I've never had a single family home that I could hack that would allow me to live for free, but my first owner-occupied condo I bought in Pacific Beach cost $1,100 per month, and I rented one of the rooms for about $550. So basically, I lived on the beach for $550 a month. Did you hear that? When I was 27 years old, I lived on the beach for $550 a month, and I owned the condo. So for me, it was living on the beach and beer and tacos all summer long.
It's always better when it's beer time.
So if you can get a 2, 3, or even 4 unit apartment or complex that allows you to house hack as well, you can get an FHA loan, maybe put 3.5% down, and that's when the house hacking really gets fun. You can make money and you can basically live for free. Okay, now it's bonus time. Before we get started, make sure that you've already turned that like button blue. Great, now let's get right into the Airbnb fun stuff.
It's about damn time.
Using Airbnb and other short-term rental portals, I've been able to significantly increase my monthly revenues on the properties that we do own, and there's no reason why you can't do the same thing. Imagine if you were renting a room in your house for $100 a night rather than $500 a month. You know, you might be scared, you don't want to rent it out to strangers, but no worries. The Airbnb community is actually extremely safe. Also too, whenever we're out of town or we go on vacation, we have our home available on Airbnb. We live in an amazing place in San Diego and pay about $6,000 a month for our mortgage with all of our utilities and costs of landscaping involved. We have a lot of nice people that will pay a premium to come and live in our home, and we get as much as $1,200 per night, especially during the summer and those peak holiday seasons. We can go on vacation for a week and sometimes have our entire monthly expenses covered. Also too, have money while we're on vacation. We've had people that have come and stayed at our house for a month and given us $28,000. Can you imagine that? $28,000 for them to live in our house for a month. We went to Europe, had a great time, came back, and still had money left over at the end of the month. It was fantastic. Last thing of all, have you ever tried house hacking before? If you have, please leave a comment down below on your experience. There's nothing better than living for free, unless you're getting paid to live somewhere, of course. Now let's go out there and try house hacking.
Well then, it's hacking time.
As Robert Kiyosaki would say, you've got to get out of that rat race, which is making money, working for other people, having to pay your bills on a monthly basis. And then what you can do with house hacking is allow other people to pay your bills, which gives you the freedom to go out there and do whatever you want, either acquire more properties or invest in other things, but it's going to allow you to build more time and more revenue by using what you've got around you in order to accomplish your goal. Do you know anybody who might benefit from this video? If so, please make sure to hit that share button and go ahead and share this video with them. I'm sure they'd appreciate it as well. If you need anything real estate related, please make sure to visit my website, kristianpeter.com. Schedule a quick video chat and we can discuss anything you'd like. Thanks for watching.